The Springfield Little Theater wants you to play a role in actually helping restore some history in downtown Springfield. It is embarking on a $250,000 crowdfunding campaign, and those funds are going to be used for numerous things. One of them is restoring Landers Theater. Here to talk to us today about that is the Executive Director, Beth Doman, and Jeff Hammock, the President of the Board of Directors with the Springfield Little Theater. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So a $250,000 crowdfunding campaign is going on during the month of February, but this is actually part of your capital campaign.
Right.
So tell us more about that.
Well, we've got a $5 million capital campaign to raise money to help restore the Landers Theater. We've already done a bunch of different things, and then also we're wanting to obtain an education building that we've already found, which is really
it's a wonderful
amazing
location for us, yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. When you think of the Springfield Little Theater, obviously we think of all the great plays that you guys put on, but also this is huge for education for area students. How many people do you serve yearly?
Well, that's a really interesting question. We talk about serving within the education department itself. It's well over 200 students just in our troops. We talk about the extended classes. It gets into the thousands of students. And we talk about our outreach to the Springfield Public Schools. We get into 30,000 plus students. And you talk about how great our shows are, and it's one of the things we like to talk about is the fact that we have what we call homegrown talent. And our education department is the reason that our main stage is as quality and as good as it is.
So what is needed for you to expand the education department right now?
Well, we were lucky. We found a building that used to actually be a Springfield Public School building. It's called the McDaniel Building over off of Florence. And the purchase price for it with some renovations will be right around $1.5 million. That'll house us permanently going forward. And like you had mentioned earlier, that's part of our $5 million overall campaign.
Very good. So this is part of it, but also I want to talk about Landers Theater. It is a historic theater.
Oh, yeah.
And probably needs a lot of improvements. What are some of the improvements?
It's 110 years old, so, we can all use a little nip-tuck. But, yeah, so what we've done right now is we've done the exterior, the tuck pointing on that, so the whole building. They freshened up the front. It looks beautiful. They repainted that. The marquee boxes have been revamped. It's gorgeous. The front steps. We also, on the front, the sidewalk, we had to take the stars out because we were having a lot of problems with water infiltration. So now we don't, because they dug a big moat. And I know. I
love how she's driving a big moat. We've got that taken care of.
I wanted a drawbridge.
We didn't get the drawbridge. No.
But they put it back, and now we have a heated sidewalk, so we're all hoo-hoo. And so now, if it's icy, we don't have to throw all that stuff out there. So that's what we've done. And then right now, they're currently working on the inside of the stage house and tuck pointing that. So we will have gotten the entire building secure. So no water, rain, It's a big deal.
Big improvement.
Big improvement.
How will this help everyone who's involved in the shows?
Well, it's warmer.
Well, hey, that's huge, especially in the middle of winter, right?
The building's going to be around for a while. When you talk about a building, like you said, that's 110 years old, the board right now wants to make sure it's going to be around for the next 110 years. So by going through and doing the tuck pointing project, making sure that the foundation's secure with the water infiltration, we're trying to guarantee that, like, my daughter loves the theater, that her children can love the theater, and my grandchildren's grandchildren, and so on and so forth, can love that theater. So that's why it's important to us.
So I think it's so interesting that you're doing a crowdfunding campaign for this as well, because those are huge. But you want to get people's attention. You want them to be involved in this process.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there's really two reasons that I think crowdsource funding is really important for us, especially being the little theater. One, when you're talking about a $5 million campaign, there's no gift too large and certainly no gift too small to help us get there. The other thing that I think is really important is that so many people have been touched by the Landers Theater and Springfield Little Theater, and they're not all here in the Ozarks, so we can't go out and talk to them individually. So using Facebook and Instagram and other social media, we can reach out to anyone who has appeared on that stage or saw a show when they were little. They may live in Seattle, Washington, or Florida, or Texas. This is our way of reaching out and saying, hey, we know this place is important to you. Help us take care of it.
Very good. So we talked about Act 1, Landers Theater. Act 2 is the education department, expanding that. You also have an encore.
Exactly, an encore. The most important part for every actor is the encore. We want to know that we're loved. And our encore is growing our endowment so that when we have these type of repairs come up in the future, that we have the ongoing maintenance costs that we can take care of annually.
Okay, very good. So we talked about the crowdfunding and the capital campaign. Also want to hear about What's going on at the Springfield Little Theater this season?
Well, we just finished Cabaret down at Nathan P. Murphy's because we're not in the theater right now because obviously they're pointing the inside and it's kind of messy. So we just did that, and now we're getting ready to open Awesome 80s Prom next week at the Old Glass Place. And then we'll come back and we'll do Little Mermaid Jr., Secret Garden, and Footloose back at the theater. So lots of amazing things. And also at the Education Building now, so we've got a black box theater that seats about 60. So we've got we've got about 7 shows all happening and rehearsing all at the same time right now. So there's a lot going on. So there's opportunities for everybody to come and audition for shows, do shows. We've got straight shows, musicals, all sorts of different things. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun to get people involved.
Exciting year ahead.
It is.
It is.
Really exciting.
So if people want to get involved and help with this crowdfunding effort, how can they do that?
Well, you can always go to our website, springfieldlittletheater.org, and then or call Megan, our marketing,
phone call.
Our marketing director. But that's how you would get to it. It's on
or
our
look
website.
at our Facebook page. There's a link there to the crowdsourced funding page. Hopefully, people should be seeing things on Instagram. And
You're putting the information
we're getting it
out
out there everywhere that we
platform.
can, and from this great opportunity here today.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for being here to talk about it. And we'll be posting this on our website, ozarksfirst.com, with more information on how to find those sources as well.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you
so much. We'll be right back.